Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to the first blip on the radar in a while. I wasn't going to do one right now, but I got this new shirt for Christmas. I'm back today reviewing the first movie of the new year, and that's Texas Chainsaw 3D. The original, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, was a film by Tobe Hooper and Kim Henkel, which came out in 1974 and is really one of the most influential, greatest American indie films of all time. It inspired on its own slew of sequels, including the pretty good Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 in 1986, which Tobe Hooper also directed, and two lesser sequels. And then the franchise was resurrected in 2003 by director Marcus Nispel. That was a financially successful movie. It lost a lot of the dark humor that made Texas Chainsaw Massacre so effective and such a crazy experience, and kind of just replaced it with, this kind of ugly, polished decadence. I really hated that movie, and that itself kind of led to a prequel a few years later, Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the Beginning. But that was way back in 2006. This is 2013. There's new kids alive now who don't want to see that old shit. And so we return to Texas, the Chainsaw Massacre capital of the world, for Texas Chainsaw 3D. And the word massacres out of there because massacres aren't cool anymore. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre spelled chainsaw as two words. And then by the time the remake came out, chainsaw was one word. This one's one word. So I'm a little confused where it kind of fits into this whole franchise. So this new film begins showing us some 3D footage of the original Tobe Hooper film, and then a prologue scene of a raid on the house where, everyone's kind of assassinated. And this one little kid is rescued, and that kid grows up to be the lead of this film, Heather Miller, played by Alexandra Daddario. If you actually do the math, since the original came out in 74, and this is 2013, she should probably be about 39 years old. But, this is Hollywood. No one wants to watch a damn slasher movie about a 39-year-old, so she's kind of looking around 24 in this movie. Although the movie does a pretty good job of kind of disguising what year the original took place in. They tell us the date. I think it's August something, but never quite what year it is. 24 years ago may as well have been 39 years ago for, all of the progress that we've had in NCIS and LA Law spinoffs. Texas Chainsaw 3D is directed by John Lucenhop. It's a pretty typical slasher movie, which is unremarkable, meaning that it's not horrible, but it's not particularly memorable or too distinctive either. There are actually two things going on in this movie that could be interesting. One of them is that Heather herself is confronting her hillbilly past, recognizing who she is and what she has inside her, and also kind of in the rural imagery of the movie. And it's a very kind of low budget look. It's reminiscent of Halloween 4 and 5, with this idea of ancestry playing to the forefront of that. And the other thing going on in the movie is the authorities of this town dealing with the horrible thing that they did, whether what they did was actually justice or whether they committed an atrocity. But these two kind of elements that could make the movie stronger never really come together in an interesting way. They're not built upon. The movie's more happy just being typical, going through the paces, giving us slash and stock scenes. There's a lot of this movie where nothing's happening. Someone's walking around a car. We're waiting for someone to come out. A lot of dead air in here. It's a movie that isn't particularly horrible in any notable way, except that there's nothing particularly good about it either. There's no lines that stand out. There's no fun performances. There's no kills that are particularly memorable. It's a movie you can go out with on a first date, and the girl will probably think you suck afterwards. God damn it, this shirt looks good on me. Not too much is really added to this whole mythology. We learn that this cannibal family is named the Sawyer clan. We learn Leatherface's first name. We learn that Leatherface is rather opposed to interracial romances. I thought that was interesting. A couple of good 3D effects. Blood comes at you. Leatherface at one point throws his chainsaw and kind of spirals around and looks like it's going to cut your head off. That aspect of the movie is well handled. Yeah, I'm still a little disturbed by Leatherface's politics. I know he's said to have the mentality of an 8-year-old, but when I was 8, I didn't get involved in that stuff. I liked eating fruit roll-ups. Did we need another Texas Chainsaw film? A seventh one? No, but you know, when you're a producer in Hollywood, you recognize that making these movies over and over again, killing off everyone in Texas and turn it into a film is how you play your cards so that you can get riach. Is that a word? Riach in hip-hop. Texas Chainsaw 3D, no massacre. Massacres aren't cool these days, guys. Gets a 4 out of 10. That 4 is not really worth that much to me. But it's still sort of the holidays. For Blip on the Radar, I'm Mark Palermo wishing you and your family and your pets and your teachers and your doctors and your lawyers and your firemen and your nurse practitioners a happy new year. I love you.